Hey, and welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by Patreon members like you.
Thank you for being a Patreon member.
As a Patreon member, you get a video of the podcast that we put out twice a month.
Now, on with the show.
Yeah, that should be it. Yeah, you can hear me. Yep,
Okay,
it's coming on my laptop.
Perfect. Wow, man. Good job, Dean.
Alright, well, we turned it to line
Yeah.
because we were going to use it. Alright, mute.
Ah, way better. Hey, what's up, Johnny?
Alright.
See? Shaughnessy. Install Ninja in the house.
Oh boy, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Alright, so as I was saying, we're going to try really hard to make this a good show.
Trying to.
Is that mine still making noise?
Yes, it's yours.
Alright, there we go. Right.
Audio's good. Alright, way better.
Oh boy.
Whining. You see? Say stop whining. What's up, guys?
Yeah, I'll call you when we're done, Sean. I got your message. It was just a little late.
Nice to see you too, buddy.
Alright, let me get a drink. Alright.
How you guys doing?
Alright, so we got a lot of stuff to cover. Still on Kelly time. Yeah, definitely Lance. So real quick, the flight, we left Cali at 8 o'clock last night, I think.
That was last night.
And then we got in, then we
That
flew
was today.
well, no, it was last night. So
today.
we left 8 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah.
Flew into Salt Lake City, flew out of Salt Lake City on the red eye, got in this morning at 6 o'clock, Sue picked us up, we went home, and I slept till like 11. We both got here about almost a little before 1, started on the Jeep, got a lot done on the Jeep considering the fact that like we can barely stand on our feet right now. But anyways, so one of the things right off the top of my head is we wanted to award the amplifier today, and that's not going to happen because we
No time.
we had plans, and like every good general, you know, you have a plan, and then once that first bullet goes, everything just goes to crap. This was a trip where we had plans, and as soon as that first bullet went, there was a grenade that came after it, and it just went boom, and we had to just, as you guys know from following us on Instagram, it just went nuts. So that sucks, but we do have a ton of content from the show because it was a really awesome show floor, and we got a tour of a lot of neat stuff that you guys are interested in. So that'll be fun. We'll get those videos out over the next couple days. I have one that's lined up and ready to go, so when I get home, that was the other thing, there was like no Wi-Fi at the hotel because, you know, there are 7 gig files that we have to throw out. And yeah, I tried to upload it, and it was like, you know, 8 hours.
Yep.
And we weren't in the room for 8 hours, so it was like useless.
Yeah.
But
all right. So first question is gonna be for
LASLC-FL. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
LASLC.
So on the way out, we had a
That's
direct
right.
flight, and it turned out Sajeki was on our flight, which was
Is that
kind of cool.
Dusty? Yep.
So we flew out. We left. We parked the car. Well, you know what? I'm gonna save all that minutia
Yeah, so they can
for the
watch
show
it.
because we actually filmed a lot of that. So we got like, we did like a documentary of the event for us, which whatever that turns out to be, who knows. But let's talk about some of the things that happened while we were at the show. We got there Thursday morning, and Bobby D's Nuts
Bobby.
picked us up at the airport.
Yes.
With his wife and daughter.
That's right.
And we headed out to the Peterson Museum where we spent several hours just looking at some of the coolest cars ever. I suggest if you're ever in LA, you have to stop at the Peterson Museum.
Pretty cool stuff.
While he was getting the car, right up the street, as I said, La Brea Tar Pits and the cool light poles, Fernando and I ran up the street, took a couple pictures. He got to see La Brea Tar Pits. It really didn't smell that day, which was weird, but it was fun, needless to say.
But that was good.
And then he wanted to see the Hollywood sign. So if you're ever at the LA Museum where the light poles are, you run behind the light poles, and there's a big building off on the left-hand side. There's a staircase that goes up to the where you enter. Go up the staircase. This is free to do. And if you, instead of going into the building, you turn around and go off to the veranda, which I think we went live at one point when we were there to see the Hollywood sign. You get
I
it.
think
you,
so.
You
I
could
think
see
so,
the Hollywood
yes.
sign.
Yeah.
So we took a bunch of pictures of the Hollywood sign, and then we ran back down the. So it's an escalator up and stairs down. So we had to run like down the stairs and. Hotel resort with crappy Wi-Fi. Oh, dude, trust me,
Crappy
the Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi.
was the least of our problems.
Yeah.
So
no.
we stayed at the Westin, which was the resort hotel. Beautiful hotel. Oh my gosh, the lobby was gorgeous.
What's up, Ada?
What's up? And we spent a ton of time in the lobby, hanging out, talking with a bunch of guys. Like we spent. If you're in Canada certified, I spent several hours talking with them.
Mm-hmm.
We went out to eat with Ricardo from Monster.
Yeah, Mexico.
We hung out with
Roberto
the guys from Traffic Jams, Biscuit, and
Jamil.
Thank you.
And Georgia.
It's not that I didn't know your name. My brain doesn't function right now. Anyway, so we went out. So the first night we were there, Thursday night, we took Bobby and his family out and got them some nice Mexican food because we were all starving.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And then that night, after we hung out, he had to run over and finalize his Spanish class with Ricardo. And so then I met up with them and we went and got.
Hey, Marty
we went
Dean.
to a Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
And that was. I got some coal-fired pizza, so I was happy. What did you eat? Did you eat pizza too? No,
I had chicken.
You had a chicken Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That was the.
But then we hung out there again. We went back to the hotel. We found Chris Bennett, and we were up till wee hours in the morning. One night we hung out. We spent a couple hours talking with Ken Ward over at Educar, and Tom Miller. If you guys, Tom Miller at Musicar out of Portland.
Portland, Oregon. Awesome guy.
Mind blown.
Stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, that's right.
So we had a good time as far as, and then one night we went to a party for BAM, the BAM speaker line. Blam speaker line, which you'll get to know more about that because we interviewed the owner of Blam, a nice French man. But they invited us to come to that.
Hey, and look who it is right there.
Tom Miller. We're just talking about.
Tom
Thank you
Miller.
for the conversation. We had a wonderful time talking with him and Ken Ward one night. And then we had to leave there and go do our thing. But the thing is the one nice thing about there's three things that happen at this show. There's the learning. There's the show floor.
He's new.
Yeah, he's new. I know, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the socializing, getting to talk to some of these guys that you really only get face-to-face time with once a year if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice a year.
That's right.
And it's really fun to be able to have those conversations where you can do something. I mean, granted, there's a lot of car audio talk that gets done.
Oh,
but there's also
every day.
a lot of other fun things that happen.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. And we got to meet Junior, his father, and Anthony.
That's right.
And then the next night, Junior and his father came back.
Yep.
And we hung out with them in case, what is the name of his show?
Anthony Car Audio?
Anthony's Car Audio Live, YouTube channel.
Like that, yeah.
Hung out with Junior. They had the Audio Frog car there, which sounded phenomenal. So they've been building that on Anthony's channel, and it got to be there. So Andy Waymeyer gave you. We both got private. Did you get to hear it?
Yes.
Did you hear it with Andy?
No, with Andy. I listened with the
Oh, okay.
Junior's friend. Yeah.
Apparently I was special.
You're
just
special.
kidding. No, Andy pulled me over and we sat in the car and we listened to a bunch of really nice music. It sounded great. So we had a lot of fun with that. Now, but
hang on.
Yes.
Before you go,
I'm gonna go.
Brian, nobody had
Mel.
hang on, let me think.
Yes, Mel, we'll be in Dallas.
Yeah,
We'll be in Dallas, Indy, and Orlando.
we haven't tell the people who won the audio control amplifier yet.
No.
Maybe it's gonna be next week. But the audio control amplifier is still here, and we have to pick the name. So, don't worry.
Your friend that let you listen to it. He's, wow, y'all forgot about me. I was part of the audio system crew.
Dude, I'm so sorry, but it's like, you see, it's kind of like difficult.
What's his name?
Jack Diel.
I'm not going to pronounce that.
See? Okay.
I didn't even know his name.
I don't want to say it in the wrong way, like Jadiel, but it's Jack Diel.
I suck because I meet people and they all introduce themselves.
He actually was working with Andy tuning the car.
Yeah.
He was the guy
they
doing
had
the whole
they
thing.
had a slight
Mhm.
okay, so there was a couple fun things that happened at the show, like the processor in that car, like all, you know, anytime you're pressed for time
Yep.
and like things are like, what happens? Something breaks. Something broke, and fortunately,
But that was not on
Brax,
their part.
you know, it was just
Helix.
one of those strange things.
One of the products.
Helix was right there. They jumped in because like those guys are amazing. They jumped in. They grabbed one of their Ultras off the shelf. They put it in the
they
car.
have the MK2.
Yeah, they took that out. They put the Ultra in. They sat there, and Andy and
Yeah, Jagdiel.
And
Who?
I love you, man. We had a great time talking. I suck at names. Anyways,
There
we'll
you
talk
go.
to Y. And so what's up, Danny? And so
You can say Mr. Reese. You see that? No. Anyway,
anyways.
go ahead.
So they
what's up,
took care
Donnie?
of that issue, got them back up so they could have cars to play with. And it sounded, it really did sound amazing. I mean, I didn't get to hear it. I only heard it with the Ultra, and it was just, it blew my mind as usual.
Any video? Yes, it's gonna be a
There'll be
video.
lots of videos. There's a ton of videos. We have like 5 videos that we're going to release on Knowledge Fest of various shapes and sizes, colors, and products. And then
We didn't
another
get-
thing that happened was a car had LEDs in it,
The car hurt.
and apparently they hadn't properly fused the LEDs, so that went up in smoke.
Okay.
I don't know how we missed that, but there was, there was a big cloud of smoke in there because it literally went up in smoke. That was the wagon that was next to the Chevy, you know, the '57 Chevy, the guy that had the 2 Phoenix Gold amps in the back.
The Audi.
Yeah, there was an Audi next to it, and the LEDs caught on fire. And just did one of those things. I'm gonna burn all my plastic off. So, yeah. So it was a lot of fun. So those are some weird things that happened there.
When is gonna be Dallas? Dallas is in August.
Dallas is August.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long
We
one.
definitely
that's
gonna
the
let
last
you
one.
guys know.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
Now, a couple things I want to talk about. JL Audio is out there, and they do a class called the School of Sound. This guy right here, they give a cool refresher. And what's neat about this is like magical car stereo stuff that they do. Like they talk about, and they let you hear like what. Ethan, buddy, what's going on?
Hey, that's Ethan.
Yep, LEDs caused the short. Exactly.
Yeah. Soundwave Customs.
14, 16, whatever it takes. So this is cool.
There you go,
because-
14, 16 in August. Thank you,
Oh,
Shanti.
thank you. So the School of Sound is cool because it kind of gets really into the basic side of things. Like they show you all kinds of neat. It's almost like a magic show.
It is a cool book.
It's like a car audio magic show. But JL put this on. They've been doing this for a while. They make they do a lot of neat stuff. And they of course give you a cool book, which was great.
That's right.
Another class. Now, what was cool about this one is this one for all the Spanish-speaking people, such as yourself.
Yep.
You taught
CCC.
CCC. That was driving me crazy all weekend. So we took you put on a couple classes.
Yeah.
So you did the Spanish audio control class with Ricardo, Roberto.
Yep.
And then you did
correct.
another class with Ricardo on social media.
Social media. That's
And
right.
then Miguel from Titan did.
And Ricardo
did
talk
on-
about
on
the
timing.
inside of the install bay.
Yeah, how they bill, how they work on cars. And
Yep.
then
And then
Traffic
Jamil,
Jam,
Jamil right there from
Yep.
Traffic Jams.
They did on what
On
did they do
business.
there? On business.
Uh-huh. Like, how do you talk about success? Let's talk about how be
Yeah, all the things
the
that
problems
are,
that you have to go.
store owners,
yes.
store owner stuff. So, and that was really nice because they're starting to realize to get into bilingual stuff and attract, because yes, we should all speak English, but there again, whatever. I'm not going to go down that political nutshell. One of the classes I took was a guy named Thomas Keenan. He is another guy out of the New York area, and he wrote a book. And so the class was basically
What's up, Frankie?
An outline of the book. So it was like an abridged version of the book, and it was really neat. And of course, then he handed out the books. And this is a business book, which is great. The class is on business. It was just nice because it related to car audio, and he told his story of all the things he did wrong until finally he figured it out and got right. And it was nice that he handed out this cool book. I mean, we were just handing out lanyards. This guy was handing out books. And he's a really great guy. We actually ended up having a big conversation.
Show them his picture.
Yep, so he's like 6'3", big guy.
I remember we took a picture,
Yes.
and I'm like this. What's going on, guys? It's just like insane.
So, you know, if you're interested, if you're into business and whatnot, definitely pick up his book. I believe it's available on Amazon.
In Amazon, yeah, that he said it's in Amazon.
But
yeah.
Where I screwed up is I should have grabbed a second one and gave it away. So I'm gonna next time I see him, I'm gonna try to grab an extra one so that we can give it away here on the show. He's a fan of the show, and we actually ended up talking for a while.
Yeah.
McNulty, Dean, did you?
Dean did some learning and did some teaching.
Yeah, so the classes I taught was actually with McNulty and
McNulty.
of
And Andrew.
Kingpin, and then Andrew, formerly of Industry out of Las Vegas. He works for a he does. I don't know who he works for right now, but we ended up going out to dinner with Andrew one night.
Yeah. Well, his shop I think is Industry.
No, he sold it.
Oh, really?
He was sitting right there. He was literally. You were here, and he was here, and he was telling you how he sold it.
No, but I was talking with other guys, man. Come on.
But anyways, so, you know, we went out to eat one night, and it was all of us, and he was sitting next to me, so we were talking. He was telling me how he's like a CNC wizard, man. He's like awesome.
Yeah,
he built him and his partner and his group that he works for built all the displays for Pioneer at CES, all the marine displays. So
also for like Best Buy and something like that.
He does a lot.
He does a lot of
CNC laser work and stuff like that, and woodwork and whatnot. So it was a lot of neat stuff there. And then, so we'll go through the 3 books I have. Then there's this. Okay. This is one of one. Meaning this is there's only one copy of this book. Okay. And some of you that are car audio guys will know immediately what this is. And some of you that aren't, I'm going to tell you. So, and it's what you can't see. It's perfectly white, so you can't see what's going on.
Tilt it.
Anyways, it's signed on the inside. White sucks.
Yeah.
This is Brian Mitchell's Ayahuasca demo book. So in this, there's just pictures of his installation of his car. And why it's one of one is because anytime he changes the car, he prints a new book. And he only prints one book. And he gave this to me. And the nice thing is this is the car. This is the car we talked about when we said won last year and took all the trophies. This is it. We filmed it. We did an interview. We have this car. We're going to show you this car, and it is an amazing car. So we filmed a whole documentary on the car that'll be coming out here in the next couple days. So you guys will get to learn all about this amazing car. But when he handed me this book, I was like, it was worth the trip. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. It was definitely worth the trip.
So somebody asked, what do you guys?
Yes, the Bible of Brian Mitchell.
Yeah, most from the Notch Fest. What was the best thing from Notch Fest from you part?
Honestly, I didn't have time. We didn't have time to take a lot of classes, but Thomas's class really resonated with me as far as, because it's always nice to listen to somebody else's struggle and their resolution. I really enjoyed doing all the teaching. Like the class that Andrew McNulty and I did the first day, other than me wearing my hoodie and looking like a 60-year-old man because I was freezing my butt off. I really enjoyed that. I mean, I loved our class. Our class was fun, but being on a board where we get to talk and like McNulty would say something, Andrew would say something, and I would say something, and then the class would interact, and that was a lot of fun. I had a good time with that, and it was about sales, so that was neat, and I enjoyed that. What did you take away?
For me, that was that. Listen this.
Oh, listen to this?
Listen this, Scar.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of, like, really neat stuff. So, some of the things you guys are going to get to see in the video is, like, we got time with Kenwood to look at their new radio. We got time with Alpine to look at their radio.
That's going to be nice.
We spent some time with JL to look at all their new marine stuff. There again, you know, we know that when we go to these things, some manufacturers are going to want to spend time and talk to us, and some of them aren't. And so we spent the time with the guys that wanted to talk to us, and we moved away from the guys that didn't. So I felt each show we got about an hour and 20, hour and a half of interaction of really amazing guys talking about new products and stuff like that. We met up with the Nakamichi guys. So for those of you that are into classic audio, the classrooms are freezing. No, the place was freezing. It was cold in California. Remember, we're not used to that weather you guys are used to.
Actually, that was okay inside.
The classrooms were warm.
As soon as you get out of the hotel or the convention center,
Cincinnati, check it out.
Boom, that was like cold. It rained. It's crazy.
We'll do, Ethan. Hey, High Five Vega, what's going on?
Also,
Who wouldn't want to talk to you guys? Oh, dude, trust me, that was great. We met a lot of amazing guys, and I feel bad because I know I'm not going to remember half their names because there was a lot of guys coming up to us, and I talked to so many people. There was one moment where I had to run across. So they had no concession. Before we get there, we had mentioned the hotel. It was a beautiful hotel. The lobby was gorgeous, and there was no hot water.
What? Exactly.
So
that was no hot water.
You literally had to get your faucet and let it run for 45 minutes before you got a warm shower.
But we didn't know that.
We didn't know
the
that.
first 2 days.
Yeah.
So we took
a lot of cold
showers.
And it was like 50 outside, and you got to come home and take an ice cube shower. And it was like $1,000 for that hotel. So
that was crazy, man.
That really sucked.
Yeah.
Did you talk to anyone from Kicker? Kicker was not there, but I did talk to. Actually, I talked to Kicker today because we were helping them plan what they're going to be doing. Kicker is going to be at Dallas and Orlando, and we were talking about the classes that they want to do. But I did get an email from Joe while we were there, Joe Hobart. And we do have some products coming that you guys are going to want to hear about.
Excited.
So we have two new products coming from them. So we'll probably get those sometime next week that we get to talk about.
Yeah.
I thought Nakamichi sold out. No, Nakamichi just came back.
Yes.
So they are doing. Do they have a tube amplifier?
Yeah, but let's watch. They can watch the show. They can see.
Yeah, we
it.
did. They were one of the people that wanted to talk to us, so we had a good time talking to them. So you'll get to see that. Steve Mead was not there.
No, it was not there.
No Steve Mead.
Oh, Steve Mead.
Yeah. Talking cold shock. It's a good time to come in. We were just talking about how the hotel had cold showers.
That's insane.
What, cold shower? Oh boy, yeah, it was rough. It was rough. And the weather was really weird. So it was cold in California, and then it was foggy one morning, and then it rained one morning. So I guess we get to say we were in California when it rained one time, considering it's always on fire.
Oh yeah.
So one of the things we never get to do when we go to these shows is actually do something other than the show. We're always so busy, and there again, our days were really busy. Morel was not there, so they didn't come. They're gonna be in there again. They're gonna be in Dallas. They're gonna be Dallas and Orlando. So we'll learn more there.
That's right.
But what we took time to try to do at this one was actually go and see what was around us, because there was a lot of neat things in that downtown area. So we ended up walking over to like a mall / Fisher Village, and the Queen Mary was like right across the bay, looking all like really cool. So that was neat, because normally we don't get to see anything in the hotel and the convention center. So we walked around and bought some chocolate and some T-shirts.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Dean, how about the late night conversation with the industry?
Oh, dude, that was
the party. Let me say that was good. That was awesome.
So, Mobile Solutions Calgary, which is the company, or MSC, as they like to go by, Digos, Doug Dopton, Larry Penn, and if I'm forgetting other guys, there are other guys. Owner. I apologize.
Yeah.
Played Tourist. I totally played Tourist.
Oh yeah.
They put on a great event outside of one of the two hotels that were there, and they invited us to come, and we were like, hell yeah. So we went, hung out, and we had a great time. I mean, that was neat, because there again, it's a group of guys, and we all talked about, like, McNulty was there, Kingpin was there, Yamel was there.
That's right. See, right there, trying to see.
Yep.
MSC of America.
Yep, because it's MSC of Canada. That's their, actually, Larry Penn lives up there in Canada. That's where the owner, that's where he's based out of.
Yep.
But that was nice, too, because that was cool, because there was a lot of Canadians at this, so it just wasn't like... this was a real diverse group. I mean, you had a lot of...
I'm surprised.
A lot of Latinos. There was a lot of Canadians. And then there was a couple of us, Americans, just there to, like,
And Mexicans?
I don't know, take cold showers. Well, I said Latinos. Why is it got to be Mexico? I mean, the one guy was from Guadalajara. I was like, ooh, Guadalajara.
Mexican people, man.
Chocolate? Yeah, so there was a little girl walking down the little parkway selling candy bars, 2 for $5, and I just so happened to have a $5 bill in my wallet, and I hadn't had anything to eat all day, so I bought the candy bars. And then you got food from a taco truck.
Oh, dude, okay, so that day was the worst day. We wake up.
Oh, so that was Saturday, right?
That was Saturday.
That was Saturday.
We ran into our class that we had to do, and
That was
from
the day.
there,
That was the day we went off and went and did. We went and walked.
Yeah.
And then when the party was at 9.
and we didn't eat nothing
All day.
all day.
We didn't eat anything Friday either.
No, dude,
And
that's
then-
insane.
And but Thursday we ate twice
Yes,
because we ate once with Bobby and then like 4 hours later with
with
and all the traffic jams
correct.
and Monster Ricardo
Yes,
and all those guys. So that was fun. Okay, so what I thought was hilarious. So we go to the MSC. I suck with that.
MSC.
Dude. We go to the MSC thing.
America.
And on one end is it's like server's like, "Where's Fernando?" And I'm like, "I think he's on the other end."
Well, like keep in mind, over there is like
Oh yeah.
6 foot people,
Yeah.
5 something. I'm probably like, hey, this kid can be here. Sorry, guys, no.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because like there again, all the Spanish guys were hanging out on one
We're
end,
on this side.
and all of the non-Spanish guys were hanging out on the other end.
The Canadian gays. Over
Yeah,
there.
I was talking with the Canadians and they're from Certified and of course McNulty.
But then everybody started
but we're
going
all
there.
just kind of like talking and having a good time. And of course, I get done over here and I'm like, "Where's Fernando?" And because he had gone to get a food truck and then he brought me French fries and that was really cool. And
I was like, hey man, are you staying here? I'm gonna get something because I'm gonna die. And like now.
well, I was talking to Doug Dobson and you can't not. It's like food or talk to him, and I was like, I'm gonna talk to him.
Food.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I go down to
I was
the other
hungry.
end,
I was really
and
hungry.
they're all, and that's when Ricardo just like lit me up, boy. I don't know what he was tired or something, but he just was talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, but
Okay. Whoa. Hey, buddy, if you don't like it,
who are we talking about?
you don't have to watch
Who's complaining?
it. I'm sorry.
For the sake, could you two idiots get on this, please? Car audio. This is car audio, Edwin. I mean,
And
this is the car audio show that we just went to. We talked about car audio. We had a great time. If you got a question, ask it. Otherwise, dude, it's my channel. Go away.
that's
I mean-
done.
It's car audio talk. We're talking about car audio. You want me to tell you what speaker's better than another speaker? I'm real tired, so I'm gonna be a little bit ornery. It's
And
like,
honestly, I don't really care. I don't really care. So
get on,
anyway,
just, go watch The Bachelor.
something
or
else.
something.
Yeah.
I don't care.
All right. So let's get back to the regular thing.
Some of them are damn good. This is for sure.
Welcome back.
You ever have ground noise, engine whine, and how do I fix it? Of course, everyone has it at some point in time. How do you fix it? Well, there's a couple of. There again, man, dude. I don't care, Edwin. I don't care. Okay, this is our show, all right. And if I've not answered your question, I'm sorry. We're explaining something that meant a lot to us. And answering your question, though I answer thousands of questions every week for everybody, I don't want to answer your question right now. We're trying to get through some stuff
wait,
that we
no,
did.
wait. Okay,
No, man.
put your question. We're
yeah,
gonna
I'll
answer your question
so
right
you
now.
get on with your life,
Just
and we can
put
get
your
on
question.
with what we're doing. Because God forbid I stop my show and explain what my life is about and the fun that we're having that a lot of the other industry people have,
No, but this
so I
is
can
not
answer your
important.
question.
No, that's not important. His question is more important. So, all right.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Edwin,
No,
please.
dude, go. Let's see it.
Please.
Let's do it. What's up,
Type
Johnny?
your question.
Okay, we're
I'm
waiting.
waiting.
Come on, type it. Anyways, back to the engine noise question. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that cause engine noise. One of the main things that people talk about is obviously if you ran your RCAs next to your power, then put another heading. We're talking about car audio, dude.
No, that's fine.
No, hold on.
They say, put your question. What's your question? What do you want to know? That's it.
Talk about engine noise.
Yes. Well, depends. Engine noise can be caused for a lot of things. Sometimes ground, sometimes the product. RCAs is product. So maybe you have the gains
Gauge turned up too high.
too high. So it's different things that they can cause engine noise or white noise, floor noise.
Well, so if you have
Like what kind of car you have?
yeah, what kind of car, what kind of
and
equipment?
what kind
Sometimes
of
it could be the
equipment you
equipment.
have, yeah.
Sometimes it's the vehicle. I had a
Correct.
Mustang
Yep,
one time that the we were getting engine whine from the spark plugs. There again, your ground, you got to make sure you have a really good ground. It was an F-150. Did you run copper wire? It could be a voltage thing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things. This is a lot of different things. Simple things to obviously check is make sure all your grounds are good. Meter resistance between your ground and the chassis,
That's
between the
right.
ground and the amplifier.
¿Qué
Some
onda,
kind
Juan?
of ground resistance you have. You also can drape an RCA from the radio to the amplifier.
right.
Try plugging your smartphone directly into the amplifier and see if the noise goes away. That way you can figure out, is it coming from the source? Is it coming from the amplifier? So there's a lot of different things that can cause it. And yes, it is the bane of our existence. Yeah, I mean, you can spend hours just messing with it. Can you solder RCA cables together? What do you mean by soldering them together?
Like
also
male and male
cuckoo
and
RCAs.
together like that. So Pack make this.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Those are the Stinger X series.
Stinger X series. This RCAs.
Yeah, so it comes. This is the Stinger X. It has a standard 16 gauge style speaker wire here on the
Right.
end, positive and negative. You just pull them apart like this, and you can make your own. Like if you need like a 3-inch RCA, you could just make your own with this. But I mean, it's just wire as long as it's properly insulated.
All right, Marcos, le puedes poner lo que tú quieras al carro. Si en realidad quieres quedarte con el radio de factoría, está bien. Le puedes poner un amplificador de 5 canales, un DSP, lo que tú quieras. Si no, puedes buscar en Pack, Metra, y si hacen un dash kit para tu carro, pues le puedes cambiar el radio. Depende de lo que tú quieras hacer.
So
All right.
one of the speaking of RCAs that we got to see there, DD
DD Audio.
had their RCAs there, the Make It ones,
Yes.
the ones
yes.
that you can make.
Yeah.
So they have like a coax style RCA where you buy the tips in bulk, and you buy the wire, and you can put them all together. Thanks. You all said Stinger. Yes, the Stinger X.
That's it. So yeah. And now let's go back and
Which
talk
is
about-
better for a 2009 Chevy Traverse Pack or Maestro? I'm guessing this was his question. It would be Pack if you want it to be simple and you don't want to flash it with a computer and you're not worried about retaining anything from the factory, meaning
Right.
there's no factory stuff in the radio, which I don't think there is on that.
Mhm.
Maestro if you want to flash it from your computer and program your steering wheel controls while you're doing it. So like we've shot videos showing you how to hook up a Maestro piece by flashing it.
Yeah.
It was great seeing you too, Darren.
Oh, it was great to see you, man.
So that's up to you as far as which one you go there. But they're both going to get you the same thing.
That's right. Kendrick, check Tony
Diamore
Diamore.
site.
Yeah, he has.
What does that say? Hold on. Vegas said something there.
Where? It's in the front.
I don't know. You scroll.
Right here.
I wish Nando answers his question in Spanish. Oh, you guys are harsh. All right, what was the coolest thing you guys saw at the event? There you go. Can we talk about that? I mean, is it all right? Okay, you're welcome, Edwin. You're welcome. Manners, though. Especially when I'm tired. So, what was the coolest thing you saw?
Period.
Period. What was the coolest thing you saw? I know, that was a tough one.
It's hard.
I mean, the coolest thing we did was obviously listen to this. This was amazing to hear that.
Yeah. Hang on, I gotta think.
I know you gotta think. We did get to see the new Alpine DSP. That was kind of cool. Oh, Kenwood's new floating radio.
Yeah, I find out a lot of cool stuff about the floating radio.
It's gonna have a parametric EQ built into it. That's pretty intense. Like
And
the new floating radio with Kenwood is going to have a better than average radio DSP built into it that they haven't really talked about. We have some footage of that you guys are going to get to see.
That's right.
So that'll be nice. That was impressive as far as like I'm not a radio guy anymore, but that was neat. Ooh, I know what it is. We talked about Helix has their new DSP amplifiers. And Doug and I were talking about those, and he was telling me all the things that you could do with that DSP.
It's like
yes, the
this
V12 amps.
big.
Exactly, Jeff, because Jeff walked over, and no, not that one. Those were cool, but no, not the Match. The Match was neat, which you guys are going to all learn about the Match. But the new Helix V12 amplifier, it's like a 12-channel amplifier with DSP built into it, and it was either 2 or 4 more RC outputs.
Oh, right.
But, oh my gosh, dude, it's like this big. It's non-bridgeable. But, ooh, man. And, like, all the things you can do with the DSP, you can create, like, virtual channels with it. I mean, my mind was blown because I was sitting there going, "What? Wait a minute. What does it..." You could group channels together, and holy crap, it was cool.
Yeah, we have to see the new Flax redesign.
Oh, the new Flax
Focal.
were there. And, of course, the new plug-and-play BMW and the new plug-and-play Toyotas were there.
Yep.
Which hopefully we'll get a chance to play with those here in the future. Thanks thanks everyone for being patient with the guys tonight. As always, they are running on about 3 hours of sleep and didn't have to take time tonight to do this. But as always, they didn't want to disappoint you all, the fans.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Susan. You're the best.
Was Audio Frog there? Yes, Audio Frog was there.
Andy was there.
And they were there with the CRV that Anthony and the guys have been building. Junior and why?
Jadriel.
Yeah,
Jadriel.
sure. So we got to hang out with them, and yes,
Mr. Reese.
It sounded amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
DNF, talk about Traffic Jam Motorsports performance enclosures. Yes, we got to see those. So, obviously we have Frostbite on here. We talk about them from time to time. They make enclosures for vehicles, CNC machined out. At Traffic Jams, we got to play with, and we're going to show you guys, and of course in the video, their new boxes that they have.
What they offer and everything.
They offer a 3-tiered system, a good, better, best situation where you can build to order, so to speak.
Stage,
yeah, three stage where you can get like custom laser panels and all this other fun stuff.
Hey, Luis!
What's going on?
Portugal is in here.
The Audio Frog, yes, it was. Junior did an amazing job on that. So did. They all did a great job on that
Reese.
one. Yeah. We talked to Andy. I talked to Andy.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna bring in some Audio Frog stuff. We're still. I haven't talked to Paul yet, so he pays the bills. But I think.
we're gonna bring it.
I said I think we're gonna bring. Was JBL there? JBL was not there, and I was kind of bummed because I wanted to see their new DSP. So who was, Nakamichi was there.
Nakamichi was there.
There was a bunch of LED guys there. We talked to the DS18 guys, why they were there.
DS18, that's right.
Talked about the Jeep boxes and stuff like that. Helix showed a 12-channel amp. All I can find on the website is a new version of the 8-channel amp, and this one blows. Yes, so the new 12-channel. So it isn't new. So it might not be on their website yet, but it's basically the bigger brother of their 8-channel DSP amp. And it was, what it's going to do is phenomenal. So Doug and I were talking about it, and Jeff came over, and then we were all talking about it. Jeff was like, I need this one, and I need that one. And he's like, got it all planned out in his head. So it was like, okay, fine.
Wow, that's awesome. Those videos are coming next week?
Those videos are going to be coming this week. Yeah. Foos was not there with the ARC crew. It was just 3 of the ARC guys. I'm excited. Which video is coming out first? So how the videos are going to lay out is you're going to see day 1, day 2. This show, of course, will be in there somewhere. I need to finish episode 6 of The Boring Life, and then there'll be a Helix video that we have coming out on the Match system that they have, which is like mind-blowing. And then we have Brian's car. And then we have what we did while we were there.
What do you guys think about DS18? Well, DS18, right now, it's everywhere. These guys are doing the thing, Jeeps and boats, and they do a lot of stuff. So check the website and see what they do.
How do you guys figure out how to cut out the ABS plastic for your amp racks? It fits into weird places with odd shapes, i.e., over the wheel hump, under the trunk, fit to curves and whatnot. So it cuts just like wood. easy way, like if you're new to the whole cutting thing and you want to make sure you do it once, obviously making a cardboard template, head out to your local grocery craft store or whatever and pick up the thin white cardboard. Well, they sell that stuff at grocery stores. Pick up the white cardboard, and then you can cut that real simple with scissors until you get the right shape that you want, and have some blue tape handy, because if you cut it too big, you can always take blue tape and use that to fit where you need to. Now, another trick, what I do a lot of the times, if it's going into the corner of a car where you have that one little funky shaped area, I'll just take 2 layers of blue tape and lay them inside of it, trace out the shape that I want, cut that out with a knife, and then take that, put it on top of my ABS, trace it out again, cut it with the with the saw, and I'm good to go there. The other thing too is that it's just a matter of cut, fit, cut, fit, cut, fit. If it's a circle or something like that, I have a guide that has a pencil in it, and it's got a wheel, and there's different size wheels, which I think is on DNF Tool Drawer. And you can sit there and you can scribe it out, and then you cut it, and then you sand it, and then you get it to fit nice and tight.
That's right.
So, where's Casey and Morel? We were in his backyard. So Casey, I talked to Casey before the show, Jeff. See, that was a weird thing too about this one. We spent no time with Jeff.
That's
I
right.
think, but that's okay.
Well, a little bit.
We're gonna spend a ton of time with him in Indy because they're our show sponsor in Indy. But I talked to Casey before we left, and he is going to come to Orlando. So all the guys that pulled out of California are going to Orlando because they feel that Orlando is going to be a really big show, because talking to a lot of these guys that are going to be coming to Orlando, they're probably going to go to Disney. So how do passive radiators work, and how is it that it doesn't cancel out the bass sound wave? I really don't have a good answer for that. When Kicker decided to re-release the subwoofer on with the passive radiator, I did a ton of research on it so that we could shoot the video with the passive radiator. I would recommend, and then again, I forgot a lot of it because there's so much new stuff that has happened, but when they came out with their passive radiator, we did a video on their new Comp RT truck boxes. We talked a lot about the passive radiator. We took the passive radiator out. We showed you the passive radiator.
That's right.
Kicker is also going to make that passive radiator available. But think of it like this: it's not so much going to cancel it out, but it's really the box is breathing to become bigger. But check out that video, and there I kind of go more in depth as far as how a passive radiator works and stuff like that. The Orlando event should be a great kickoff at that location. It's going to be insane. Austin Hertz will be at Orlando. Yes, and we'll be with Lance Doss there because Lance Doss, the boss. So when we were walking around, and it's like Lance was like a ninja. He walked up to me and goes, "Hey, Dean," and then I turned around and I said, and he was
Bye,
gone.
Dean.
Yeah, it was like poof. But I ran into Rob Wimpy, of course, the man in charge, and he's like, "Dean, we're on for Orlando, right?"
I lied too. Haley and I will be there.
Yeah, you know you won't. You'll be over at Disney with Ada's wife. Did you guys listen to Jeremy's car and the Focal booth? We didn't get to listen to any car in the Focal booth.
We tried, but
we tried really hard. We did. Hopefully, we'll be seeing some really nice stuff from Focal here soon, as far as review stuff like that we could talk to you guys about. But it's weird. This event, I felt like everybody was running around doing all kinds of stuff, so it was hard to get things done. My roommate just installed NOS subwoofer. Oh wow, no kidding, that's cool. Does New Kenwood, where'd it go? Does New Kenwood in Radio DSP have a way of doing active front stage EX network mode? So the current Kenwood radios have the ability to do network mode built into them now. Was that the switch that was on there?
It was on Friday. It was there Friday.
Oh, was it Friday? I don't remember what day it was.
Exactly. We don't even know.
Kenwood excellent floating screen. What's your thoughts? Okay. I'm not the floating screen guy. Like, I really don't like floating screens in general. It doesn't matter whose name's on it. But the features that are going to be in their floating screen are going to be pretty badass. Okay? They're not just taking their standard operating system and going, yeah, we'll just make it big and put a knob in the middle of it. They're redesigning the whole operating system, and the things that are going to be in that particular floating screen are only going to be available in that floating screen. Not any other members of the lineup. So I think that's going to be pretty solid. Now, we talked to Seth at Kenwood, and I said, hey, man, if we ever get one of these and we can get it over here to play with, you know, bring it with you. Because right now they're on lock and key. They went from CES back to Japan, and then for this show, they went from Japan to here, and he was having to take it home and mail it back to them as soon as the show was over, only for them to mail it back to them again at the end of the month. So they are not letting this thing out of anybody's hands.
Do you remember the model number of the Alpine Singleton that has active front capability and 11 parametric EQ over the app? Do you remember that one?
No, I know what he's talking about, but I don't remember.
He's a huge fan right here on...
I'm in Orlando. Oh, you're in Orlando now?
Cool. You're in Orlando? Oh.
And screen is
We're
sick,
like
new
2 hours
technology.
from there, man.
Yeah. Do you prefer flush trim or spiral cut bits for router and ABS? Honestly, I think the flush trim works a little better than the spiral. However, if you have a brand new sharp spiral bit, which is what we try to do, is keep a fresh one on there, it works. It's okay. But I feel like...
Oh, hey, Jeff. No, man. That was awesome. That was, you know, for a little moment that we talked, that was good. That was awesome. Really good.
Yeah, you know, that's what you get when you have an open bar.
That's what they did. Dude,
There was some drinking going on that night.
I was drinking ginger ale, like, give me another one, and give me another one.
I'm stuck
Ginger ale.
between the LC7 or an Access DSP. Any recommendations? DSR1. Depends what you have to do with it, really.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're two totally different things. So like if you're looking for the ultimate high level to low level, the LC7i is going to be that. However, the LC7i isn't going to be able to change or manipulate any of the sound in the car.
Mm-hmm.
If you just have something that's 4-channel high level input, the Access DSP will give you a DSP. If it is just 4-channel though, nothing against that piece, but I do prefer using the DSR1 for a little bit more. Yeah. So
I'll be in Tampa tomorrow. I won't have time to pick my Ayahuasca disc. Yeah, man.
Oh, that sucks. So for those of you guys that want Ayahuasca disc and you're waiting for them, thinking I haven't forgot, they're coming. I had to order in envelopes because so I don't have to pay $10 a box. So I just ordered in some envelopes. So they will be getting out probably this week.
That's right.
Have you used the Helix brand? We used the Helix brand when Rockford was the distributor for Helix, but that's really about it. And that was before you even started. So
Right, yeah.
yeah.
Well, because
so,
when I came, I'm like,
and I think
wow.
we still have some of that stuff in stock.
they use
Your class was awesome, by the way. Thank you, Jeff. Hey guys, what is the 600 model DSP model with CarPlay exact model? The 600 series. Where's Bill when you need him? So is it
Where's
the
Bill?
690?
60.
So it's not. It's gonna be DDX 6. Dude, just go to Kenwood's website.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's gonna be a DDX.
DDD.
But just go to Kenwood's website if you want the Exelon. Click on the Exelon tab in the top left-hand corner and take it from there. Where do I buy your T-shirts? Teespring/store/5star. What is it? What's the model number on the DDX 6 whatever with CarPlay?
What is it?
Is it better to use crossovers on an amp or the head unit? Seems like head unit crossovers takes away from the SQ. Any thoughts? That one I've never heard.
Hang on, Bill. Martin J. Gomez, he was asking about the CarPlay radios on the 600s.
Oh yeah, DDX 6906. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
So, I mean, crossovers from head unit, crossovers from amp. A lot of the times we're setting up a customer's car, we'll use the crossovers on the amp only because we know that if he ever takes it in for service or something like that, and the radio is unplugged for an extended period of time, he's not going to know to go back in and readjust the crossovers. So we'll use the crossovers on the amp. However, if there is an opportunity to use the crossovers in the radio, like the individual that's doing it knows that these are things, or we have radios that have memory built into them, meaning that it doesn't matter what you do, they'll automatically all boot up with the crossovers in place. And a lot of the radios are not coming that way. Then we'll use the crossovers in the radio to a certain point. The nice thing about the crossovers in the radio is that they give you 6, 12, 18, or 24 dB per octave slopes typically. And also, it's a predetermined fixed point. So it's like 63, boom, 80, boom. And that's that. Whereas on an amplifier, it's continuously variable. So, you have the silk screen on that says 80. You're not at 80. You might be at 88. You could be at 90. You could be at 75. There again, it's one of those trial and errors. Unless you buy something like the Steve Meade CCA1, which allows you to fine-tune the crossover and pick the frequency you want. Now, the other thing, too, is that depending on what you're doing, it's only a 12 dB crossover slope, which could be fine if you're going onto like a regular 4-channel amp. It's just going to run a set of components. You can just dial it in and get it where you want it. That's good. However, the crossover in the radio will allow you to do 24 dB. So there's no right or wrong way. You just go with what sounds good to you.
That's right. So you said getting the DDX. No, I mean you don't have to. If you actually want the floating, if you like the floating
the 9907 is going to come out in April, which means late April, early May. So if you need a radio today, buy it. It's a phenomenal radio. They're not really doing much between the two, but if you want all the fun, amazing stuff, well, then you're looking at that big guy.
Yep.
And I don't know when we're gonna see that. What Stinger RCA is better, 9000s or the X3? 9000s. X3 is the step down. The 9000 is the flagship for all of them. Kenwood doesn't tell you if it's LR or Butterworth. Lakewood Riley or Butterworth. No, they don't. Hey guys, it's 28. I'm in Istanbul. Still, huh? The weather never changed from earlier today. The 10-inch is June. So there you go. The June you're gonna see. You'll see the 10-inch in June, and that'll be fun. There was there was one that I saw earlier that I wanted to get back to.
It's better to use crossovers.
No, it wasn't the crossover ones.
It's measuring time alignment.
Yes, measuring for time alignment.
There you go.
Distance from ear to each speaker, but what about the sub? Under the back seat, how do I use the proper measurement for them, or does it matter? Yes, it totally matters, and I'll give you an answer. This was a question and concern of mine for many, many years, because where do you actually go to on the speaker? Is it is it the center of the speaker, meaning if this is the speaker here, do you go like to the surround and pretend? According to Jeff Smith, and this has worked for us, is you go to just like you're going to the speaker in the door panel, you're going to the dust cap or the cone. Basically where the voice coil attaches to the cone is the distance you're trying to measure to. You do the same thing for your subwoofer, okay? So if the subwoofer is in the back underneath the seat, you have to guess a little bit, because there's always just a guesstimation as far as like if the woofer is sitting here, there's a box. You have to wing it just a little bit. It's not a precise thing. That's why you can go in and you can go up or down to do it. So
thank you for watching, man. Thank you for watching the videos.
For us, we find that there's usually a plus or minus 3 inches of mistake that you can go into. So, sometimes you go in and let's say this one is 21, this one is 48. Sometimes this one needs to be 23 because you're actually not measuring perfectly fine, or your head is cocked to the side a little bit. Like so, this. Time alignment is a pickle. I personally like to use polarity pops, but we won't go down that road because I don't need anybody mad at me. What is your recommendation for top setting on bandpass for a rear fill speaker? I like to start at 10,000. So I'll start at 10,000. I'm looking at the RTA though, just to see if there's any peaks. So like if it's real peaky or whatever, but I'll usually start at 10,000 and kind of work my way around. Sometimes I'll end up at 12, but 10 is usually a really nice place to start. What's up from San Antonio?
Texas.
Add an inch after the dust cap. There you go. Whatever. There again. It's whatever works. The measurement isn't the law. There is always a little bit of wiggle room. And I totally agree. Very rarely when we do it, we'll measure it. We'll even do it with the customer in the car. Is it like this is the stone, like somebody's over there etching it in stone, taking your order. I find that it's a good way to get you into the ballpark. You have to speed up the process, meaning you have to start somewhere. So you take your measurements, you sit in the car, and then you're like, okay. And there again, that's the whole joy of DSP, is that you can play left, you can play right, and you can have some fun with it. So just move a little bit left, move a little bit right. Eric Russell in Arizona in the house. Thanks for chiming in, Eric, because
Hey,
that
Eric.
brings us to a great segue tonight, or Saturday.
Yep.
We're going to have our guest from Rockford Fosgate, Eric Russell, with, as you guys have been asking for, the new Prime amplifiers. He's bringing those in for us to show and tell, and
And you guys
hopefully
can
he's
see
going
it.
to... Hopefully he's planning on leaving one or two or one, just so that we can go ahead and do an unboxing and film a
Talk
little bit,
about
put it in
it.
the lab, and have some
Yeah.
fun.
That's right.
Just a hint. I think he's also going to bring some stuff for some of the new
Yeah.
dune buggy stuff. Yeah,
Okay,
we'll call them that.
okay.
So, and maybe some dune buggy or motorcycles. So they got a lot. They got
So,
new stuff.
We're gonna
he's
talk
gonna
about
bring.
product and
Yep.
yeah.
We don't
that's
really,
awesome.
so it's going to be fun. Do you guys install alarms? If so, how come there isn't any install diaries on them? We install about 1 or 2 a year, and why we don't really do much with alarms, that's not really the issue why we don't put them in the install diaries. The whole purpose of the install diaries is to, if you're somebody that wants to do it yourself, great, you can watch the install diaries, maybe pick up a tip or two. If you're a professional, you can pick up a tip or two. Or you can also just see how difficult it is to hire someone else to do it.
That's right.
We show you different tools and techniques in order to do things. Like if you don't have a $600 tool to do it, we try to bring it down to like, this is a tool you may have and this is another way to test it. We have, of course, more expensive tools because we do it professionally and we want to make sure that we can show it. One of the things about installing alarms is you have to be a dealer of the alarm. So for example, if we're a directed dealer, and you have to stay current or they shut off the website with all the information.
That's right.
Now, the information I'm talking about is where things are located in a car. Plus, if you have a module, you have to be a dealer in order to flash the module. These are two things that are very difficult for consumers to get their hands on. Alarms aren't exactly DIY friendly, and though we try to cater to the whole industry, I don't need a backlash. When we had Viper on, you guys were kind of brutal to him, saying, I can't believe you guys shut this stuff off. I'm paying money for it. There's this whole dark force thing around it, and I don't want to get caught up in it.
Casey.
So,
Casey Thompson is here.
Who?
Casey.
Is he? Oh, hi, Casey.
I gotta say hi, Casey.
Oh, if he's here, hey.
Hi.
Jeff was worried that you were in California. I explained to him that, hey, we'll see you in Orlando. Have a great evening, gents. Thank you, Fro. And that means that it's time. Because Fro, Keeper of the Time, has let us know that we've been here for an hour. We'd like to thank you guys for, tuning in tonight, letting us tell you about the cool trip. Don't worry, there's going to be tons of fun. Any recommendations for a 6.5 coaxial speaker?
Afford, man.
That's Edwin. He's having fun.
Me too.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's definitely... There'll be plenty of videos you guys are going to have to look forward to from this. We won't talk about the topic anymore unless you ask. But, hey, thanks for tuning in tonight.
Hi.
We're going to get out of here. DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools that we use to do our installation. Teespring.com/store/5star is a place you can go to find cool
That's right.
t-shirts. And, of course, you can go to Patreon if you want to support the show. And we'll be back tomorrow with 5 minutes with 5 Star. Hopefully we'll finish up this Jeep on Instagram.
Hopefully.
And of course Saturday, make sure you tune into the show so that we can talk to Eric Russell about some cool Rockford products.
That's right.
Yeah.
Rockford.
And that's it. That's all I got. End
All
the
right,
show.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.